Hey everybody, welcome to J Stern Designs. Today I have a fun project I want to share with you. I'm making some baby hats and fleece cuddly wraps, and I want to show you how to embroider on fleece. Fleece is a fabric that has a nap. Let me show you. All right, you can see here, this is fleece. I've already cut out the pieces for the hat, and these are the sections to make the crown of the hat. I'm going to use a light mint green on the darker teal color and a dark teal color on the light green. And what I'm going to do, because they're little babies, is I'm just going to embroider their first initial. I'm going to be embroidering a J and a C for Jeremiah and Cameron. So the first thing I want to show you is, if you look close at this fleece, it has a nap. If you embroider on this without protecting the surface, the stitches are going to sink into the nap and you won't be able to see the shape of the letter. So what we're going to do is we're going to protect the edge with this wash away topper. This is Sulky, it's called Sulky Salvi. It's just a very lightweight wash away stabilizer. So this is going to go on the top to protect the nap and allow the stitches to form on top of the nap. This is a wash away mesh that feels like a non-woven interfacing. I mean, it's very firm. I'm going to put this stabilizer in the hoop, and then I'm going to put the wash away topper on top. So to get started, I've already cut a piece of the stabilizer, and I'm just going to hoop my stabilizer by itself. This is a little bit wrinkled, so just bear with me. All right, so I'm just going to get that firmly in the hoop. Stabilizer is expensive, so I'm going to show you how we can embroider both of these letters in one hooping. And you want to get it in there firm. I'm going to tighten my hoop once I get it in there. There's my hooped stabilizer. Now, to make it really easy to put this design in the center of the hoop, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw right on it using these hatch marks, because this will be the center of the hoop here. So I'm just going to draw to find the center, like that, and like this. This will make it really easy. You can do this with any brand of embroidery machine will have hatch marks that mark the centers. And if you draw a line, that's where the design will center in the hoop. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold my crown in half here, and I'm just going to stick it on so it's lining up vertically. I can see the vertical line there. Now you remember I have a little 1/4 inch seam allowance, so I want to make sure I'm going to stitch it in a place where it will end up being on the fabric and not in the seam allowance. All right, so if you have a spray adhesive like 505 temporary adhesive spray, or Sulky makes a quilt basting spray, you can spray the stabilizer and then put your section on. I'm not going to do that because this is for a baby. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a fancy sewing tool called Scotch tape, and I'm just going to tape the tip of the hat and the bottom edge to the interfacing. That way it'll stay and I don't have to worry about it sliding around, and I don't have to put any adhesive on it. So I've used Scotch tape to hold it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece of this, and I only need a little bit, so I'll be able to do both hats with this one piece. I'm not going to adhere this into the hoop. My machine has a baste in the hoop feature, so I will be basting this all together as well at the machine. So now I've got my fabric in the hoop. I've got my topper ready to go. Let's go to the embroidery machine. All right, so now I'm at the machine, and you can see I've attached my hoop, and I've brought up one of the built-in stitches, the letter J. It's really important when you attach your hoop to make sure your using the hoop the machine thinks you're using. Usually embroidery machines will put the design in the smallest hoop possible. So this J is not very big, so it put it in the 80 by 80 millimeter hoop, but I've hooped the 120 by 120 hoop because you can see now it's not in the center. This would be the center if it was the 80 by 80 millimeter hoop. So I'm going to go back in and change it to my 120. Okay, now it's ready to embroider. So what I'm going to do, because I have the baste in the hoop feature, I'm going to just stick my stabilizer on top like this. I'm going to select my baste in the hoop. And what it's going to do is it's going to baste right around where the design is going to stitch. I can see where that J is going to stitch, and I can see it's right in the center. So now I'm good to go. So now I'm going to press start again. All right, let's take a closer look at that. You can see that the stitches are sitting right on top of this wash away stabilizer. So to remove it, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick these stitches. You can also do it on the back. See, they come off really easy. It's just basting, you know, if you have that feature. Then I'm going to just tear this away. So see how nice that looks now? You can see all the detail of the letter, and I think it looks really cool. So I'm going to take my tape off, and then I'm going to just very carefully trim around the edge. Now remember, this stabilizer will also wash away, so when you wash this, there'll be nothing irritating or scratchy. The worst thing is to have like edges of cutaway stabilizer itching you when you're wearing something. So I like to use the wash away for this. Okay, so let's see how that looks. See? And that will just wash away. Now to hoop my second little letter, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the center, and then I'm just going to move it up in my machine so it stitches up here. So I'm not even going to need to rehoop my stabilizer, because like I said, wash away stabilizer can be expensive. So when I do my second one, I'm going to center it up here, and I'll be good to go for both of these projects in one hoop. So if you have any questions or comments, please post them below and I will help you. Also, I'll put links to the stabilizers that I used in this video in the description so you can find them. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, and I will see you again soon.